October 29th, myself as moderator, Board of Selectmen, Chairman met with the town clerk and two registered voters, and a motion was made to entertain and pass to postpone that meeting due to the storm to this evening. So at this time, I would like to have the town clerk read the warrant.
Warrant for the special town meeting, Town of Freetown, Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Monday, October 29th, 2012, 7 o'clock p.m. Freetown Elementary School Auditorium, 43 Bullock Road, East Freetown, Mass. To either of the constables of the Town of Freetown, reading, in the name of the Commonwealth, you are hereby requested to notify and warn the inhabitants of the Town of Freetown who are qualified to vote in the elections and town affairs to meet in the Freetown Elementary School Auditorium, 43 Bullock Road, East Freetown, Massachusetts, on Monday, the 29th day of October, 2012, at 7 o'clock p.m., then and there to act on the following articles. And you are hereby directed to serve this warrant by posting attested copies thereof at the following places: Assonet Post Office, East Freetown Post Office, the store Quick Pick in East Freetown, Junior's Convenience Store and Assonet Pizza in Assonet, and the Freetown Communications Center. Hereof fail not, and make return of the original warrant with your doings thereon immediately, after making service thereof, to the town clerk of the Town of Freetown, Massachusetts. Given under our hands and seal of the Town of Freetown, this 11th day of October, Anno Domini 2012, signed by the Freetown Board of Selectmen. To the town clerk, Town of Freetown, Massachusetts, October 11th, 2012. I have this date posted attested copies of this warrant in the designated places described herein. Signed, Carlton D. Abbott, Jr., Constable.
The warrant being read, we'll begin the articles. Tonight, the funding for the articles will be coming from free cash unless otherwise specified. Article 1, to see if the town will vote to rescind the undue balance in the amount of $625,000 of the borrowing authorized under Article 2 of the special town meeting of February 25th, 2008, which authorized the treasurer with the approval of the Board of Selectmen to borrow $625,000 for the repair of the Elm Street Bridge and or take any action relative thereto, submitted by the treasurer and tax collector, requires a majority vote. Board of Selectmen?
Recommend.
Finance Committee?
Recommends.
Move the article be adopted as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded that Article 1 be adopted as read. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 1 adopted. Article 2, the city town will vote to raise and appropriate and/or transfer from available funds a sum of $3,165 to fund the deficit in the Chase Cemetery account and/or take any action relative thereto, submitted by the Board of Selectmen, requires a majority vote. Board of Selectmen.
Recommend.
Finance Committee.
Recommends. Motion accept as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept Article 2 as read. On the question,
Any
Cut that.
background on that, Mr. Moderator?
please come to the mic and state your name, your address.
Mike Coloroff, 35 East Public Street. Just, I was curious for the background on it.
I'm actually going to defer to the town administrator, but we had an outstanding that we paid by mistake that we're now rectifying.
That's correct.
We don't have anything to add to that?
No, that's
That's
pretty much it.
Anything else on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 2 is passed. Article 3, to see if the town will vote to authorize the Board of Selectmen to convey the following parcels of land deemed surplus by the Board of Selectmen on such terms and conditions as the Board of Selectmen shall determine to be in the best interest of the town. and to further to authorize the Board of Selectmen to enter into any and all agreements and execute any and all instruments as may be necessary on behalf of the town of Freetown to undertake the purpose of this article, and those are the addresses. Board of Selectmen,
Make a motion to withdraw the article.
Second.
motion made and seconded to withdraw the article. Board of Selectmen,
Recommends withdrawal.
Finance Committee,
Recommends withdrawal.
all in favor to withdraw?
Aye.
All opposed? So voted. Article 4, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and transfer from available funds the sum of $3,051.58 to fund the deficit in the personal property and real estate taxes account, and or take any action relative thereto, submitted by the Board of Selectmen, requires a majority vote. Board of Selectmen,
Recommends.
Finance Committee,
Recommends.
Second.
motion made and seconded to adopt Article 4 as read. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 4 is adopted. Article 5, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and transfer from available funds the sum of $19,346.35 and to fund deficit in the tax title account and or take any action relative thereto, submitted by the Board of Selectmen, requires a majority vote.
The Board of Selectmen wants to make a motion to withdraw the article.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded to withdraw Article 5. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, so voted. Article 6, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and or transfer from available funds a sum of $50,000 to Veteran Services and or take any action relative thereto, submitted by the Director of Veterans Agents, requires a majority vote. Finance Committee,
Recommends.
Board of Selectmen,
Recommends.
Second.
motion made and seconded to adopt Article 6 is read. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 6 is adopted. Article 7, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and or transfer from available funds a sum of $11,020 to hire a part-time employee at the town hall and or take any action relative thereto. I believe this is to supplement the town administrator's account.
Appropriation goes to the town administrator's
Yes.
account.
The appropriation will be to the town administrator's office. The Board of Selectmen,
Recommends.
Finance Committee,
Recommends. Motion to accept is read.
Second.
okay. Would you please reword that motion to accept as read, to supplement the town
Motion
administration?
to accept as read to supplement the town administrator's budget.
Okay, motion made and second to accept it, to supplement the town administration's account. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So voted. Article 8. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and or transfer from available funds a sum of $842,000.70 to cover the deficit of the zoning engineering account and or take any action relative thereto, submitted by the treasurer, tax collector, requires a majority vote. Board of Selectmen?
Recommends $842.70. That's what you said, Mr. Moderator?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Finance Committee?
Recommends.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adopt Article 8 as read. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 8 is adopted. Article 9, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and or transfer from available funds the sum of $16,574.59 to cover the deficit in the performance bond account and or take any action relative thereto, submitted by the treasurer, tax collector, requires a majority vote. Board of Selectmen?
Recommends.
Finance Committee?
Recommends.
Motion made and seconded to adopt Article 9 as read. On the question? All in favor? All opposed? Article 9 is adopted. Article 10, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and or transfer from available funds the sum as listed below to fund additional expenses to employ collective bargaining agreements for the fiscal year 2013, and/or take any action relative thereto. At this time, I'm going to have the Board of Selectmen give you the numbers for this article.
Okay, the appropriations will go to the following departments. The fire department, $3,710. The police department, $24,378. Town hall accounts, accounting, $316. Assessors, $673. Treasurer, $603. Town clerk, $462. Conservation, $139. Planning board, $591. Town hall, $160. Fire, $316. Building, $160. Highway, $2,302. Transfer station, $404. Board of Health, $89. Council on Aging, $464. Library, $454. And Water Enterprise Fund, $1,759. Now, that should be funded. Free cash will fund $35,221, and the water retained earnings account will fund $1,759, for a total amount of $36,980.
I'd entertain a motion to accept it as adopted.
Make a motion to
sorry,
accept
as
as
ended.
adopted.
It's presented.
Presented.
That's presented, right? And I'll second that.
Okay, motion, who made that motion? Okay. Motion made and seconded to adopt Article 10 as presented. On the, Board of Selectmen,
Recommends.
Finance Committee.
Recommends.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 10 is adopted as presented. Article 12, to see that the town charge, I'm sorry, flip the page too quick. Article 11, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and/or transfer from available funds the sum of $88,380 to fund the increase in tuition costs for our Old Colony Regional Vocational Technical High School students, and/or take any action relative thereto, submitted by the Board of Selectmen, requires a majority vote. Board of Selectmen?
Recommend.
Finance Committee?
Recommends.
Make a motion to approve Article 11 as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adopt Article 11 as read. On the question? All,
Sorry. I want to get out of here too.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 11 is adopted as read. Article 12, that the town charge for each written demand issued by the collector a fee of $15 to be added to and collected as part of the tax as authorized Mass General Laws, Chapter 60, Section 15, effective as of 11/1/2012, and are taking any action relative thereto. Submitted by the treasurer, tax collector, requires a majority vote. Board of Selectmen?
Recommend.
Finance Committee?
Recommends. Move to adopt as read. Second.
Motion made and seconded to adopt Article 12 is read. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 12 is adopted as read. Article 13. Before I read the article, I just want to say that $15,205.83 will now be $15,229.58, and this is due to the interest that had to be updated because of the special town meeting was postponed to tonight. So the article will read as such. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and/or transfer from available Water Department retaining earnings fund the sum of $15,229.58 which includes principal and interest to pay off the remaining note for the Pleasant Street Water Project and take any action relative thereto. Submitted by the Water Sewer Department, requires a majority vote. Board of Selectmen.
Recommend.
Finance Committee.
Recommends.
Move to transfer from available water department retained earnings the sum of $15,229.58.
Second.
Okay, motion is to adopt Article 15. Repeat that again.
Yes, just move to, it should say move to transfer from.
Okay, those funds, the $15,229 be transferred from the, water.
Yes.
Anything on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 13 is adopted as presented. Article 14, to see if the town will vote in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 114, Section 23, to approve the additions to the cemetery rules and regulations adopted by the Cemetery Commission on September 24, 2011, covering specific rules for the veteran sections of the Asona burial ground without amending any other rules and to take any action relative thereto. A copy of the additions is on file with the town clerk and the town clerk in Asona. Submitted by the Cemetery Commission, requires a majority vote. Board of Selectmen.
Recommend.
Finance Committee.
No recommendation on this. Move to adopt as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adopt 14 is read.
Mr. Moderator, is that 2012 or 2011?
2012. Motion made and seconded to adopt Article 14 is read. On the question. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 14 is adopted as read. Article 15, see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate and/or transfer from available funds the sum of $40,000 to fund the first phase of fiscal year 14 through fiscal year 16 revaluation program as required by Mass General Law 59 and the Massachusetts Department of Revenue, and/or take any action relative thereto. Submitted by the Board of Assessors, requires a majority vote. Board of Selectmen.
Recommend.
Finance Committee.
Recommends. Move to adopt as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adopt Article 15 is read. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Article 15 is adopted as read.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Oh, my.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?